Still nothing. For the last month, I've been sifting through the dirt trying to find a fossil record which would verify my findings on Mesozoic plant life, but so far I've come up empty. Tomorrow I'll move my archaeological dig to a new site. Maybe I'll have better luck. Set up camp at a new site and laid out the preliminary grid work for the dig. I got some odd readings at location Ep46. It looks like something metallic is buried several meters below the surface. I think I'll begin there tomorrow. I can't believe what I found. Several meters below the surface was the remains of a lab. Although most of the lab was damaged, I did manage to find papers that indicate that it belonged to the famous robot designer, Dr. Thomas Light. I've begun to review what is left of Dr. Light's notes, and it looks like he was onto a major breakthrough. The notes keep referring to the capsule. I found it. Standing 14 meters high and 8 meters wide. The capsule was hidden underneath a collapsed ceiling. Even underneath all the rubble, the capsule has remained intact and was still running some sort of diagnostic when I found it. There's a warning on the capsule, but all the indicators on the capsule show green. It should be safe to open it. I'll know tomorrow. Today I met X. Not simply a robot. X is something totally different. Light has given him the ability to think and make his own decisions. At times, X seems more like a man than a machine. Light was a genius. I have been going over his design notes, and they are a quantum leap beyond anything the world has ever seen. Using them as a guide, I may be able to replicate his design and integrate them into a new generation of robots. I'll begin transporting X and the rest of Dr. Light's things back to my lab tomorrow. With X's help, I have completed my first Reploid. Although I don't completely understand how all of Dr. Light's systems works, I was able to make some minor modifications, and the Reploid seems to be functioning perfectly. His strength and intelligence seem limitless, and he is fully able to make his own decisions. In fact, we got into our first argument. How intriguing. The new Reploids have been running off the assembly line for several weeks. It's amazing how easily they have been able to adapt to even the most difficult jobs. It still is a bit odd to see them working side by side with humans, but everyone seems to be happy to accept them. Three Reploids went maverick today and injured 2 people before they were stopped. This is the third instance of this type of behavior, and I still have no idea of what is causing it. There is some talk about stopping the assembly of any more Reploids, but I don't think it will happen. Maybe we become too dependent on them. The Council has now decided to set up a group of hunters to destroy any Maverick before it can cause injury. The Reploid named Sigma has been assigned to lead the hunters. Sigma is one of the most intelligent Reploids I've created and contains my latest circuit designs. His systems should be immune to any problems. It's been 2 years since Sigma took control of the Maverick Hunters, and he and his hunters have been able to prevent any further injury to the population. Everyone is starting to breathe a little bit easier. I am a little worried about X. He seems unsure of his place in life and what Dr. Light had planned for him. But, given time, I'm sure he'll find his way. My worst nightmare has just come true. Sigma went Maverick today and took most of the other hunters with him. His motives are unclear, but it seems that he decided that humans are inferior and limiting the growth of the Reploids. For that reason, he decided that all humans should be eradicated. Most of the population is in hiding or trying to flee the city. I'm not sure how long we can hold out against Sigma's forces. I fear I've built the Reploids too well. X is taking the news of the war very personally. He wants to join Zero, the new leader of the Maverick Hunters, when he goes after Sigma. I am doubtful of their chances, but I won't stop him. Something has to be done.
Farewell, X. You are the world's one true hope.
Welcome everybody, it's Monday night, 7 p.m. EST. We just went through that daylight savings time thing, so if you are late today, I can't blame you. In any case, thank you guys for coming again for another Mega Mondays. As you guys can see, we are now in the Mega Man X era, in the year 21XX, and that little video that I created was a little bit of an insight as to what happened between, well, not even between, more like at the beginning of the X timeline in 21XX, some events before the game that we're about to start that occurred. Those journal entries are actually in the physical manual that comes with the Super NES game for Mega Man X. I don't think I have the book anymore, which is very sad, but I do have the cartridge. I will not be pulling it out because it's buried somewhere over there. Yeah, Command Mission Hunter Base music. Yeah, thanks. Megas was the one who recommended that this is what we should be chilling to when I'm talking to you guys. We're not in Dr. Light's lab anymore. Unfortunately, that dilapidated place is gone. So we are now in the year 21XX at Hunter Base. Alright? And we're about to take down some Mavericks. Because you know what? I don't like that they took X's designs and went rogue with it. Kinda gotta blame the old man for that though, because you know he got a little gung-ho and thought that he could do he could touch Pandora's box. He's probably the best they had at the moment. Oh yeah, well, you know, clams don't pay too much attention to Colonel, because Colonel's just trying to troll people into hating him, because I don't know if he hates Zero legitimately, but he definitely wants to upset people. Let's see if he can do it. That being said, Zero was definitely the best at the time. He was still amateur, as you saw in that, not trolling, just a theory. He was definitely not used to being a hunter, as you could see in the little cutscene that we had there. And he was under a lot of training. And Cyber Blaster's here. I was worried he was late. Cyber Blaster, did you catch the intro? I thought of you while I was making it. And yes, that was my voiceover. It may not have been the best voiceover I've done. I kind of did it on a time crunch because my whole life is on a time crunch. So I do apologize if any of that offended you. But I'm pretty proud of it. So if it upset you, blah. For 100 years, the people of Earth relied on the mighty Blue Bomber to stop the efforts of the mad scientist Dr. Albert W. Wiley. Once widely felled, the world knew peace until the infamous Sigma rose from the ashes of the past, intent on causing harm. Now, we must spring into action. Mangle these mavericks and stop Sigma's plans. Bear witness to 21XX's. That was my bad. Newest hero, the Reploid Ravager, Mega Man X! Yeah, Kane was an archaeologist, not a roboticist. Yeah, but maybe he was dual majoring. You don't know, Megas. You don't know. Oh, I very much caught it. Nice work. Thanks, Cyber Blaster. Zero was S-class, I think, already. X was B rank. Correct, claims Ian. Zero was S rank. He didn't have his own unit yet, though. He gets the Shinobi unit later. The 0th unit. Well, good enough, voice. I'm not listening to Colonel. He is a troll, no matter what he says. All right. So, before we get into business today, before we head out into the field and take down Sigma and his traitorous mavericks, I have to introduce you guys to the next field manual, the Maverick Hunter field guide. So, with this guide, we will be learning some more information about all of the Mavericks, not Robot Masters, because the Robot Masters are no longer a thing. We're Reploids, and Reploids that do not follow the expected course of action are going to be considered Mavericks. In Japanese, they are considered irregulars. I do not know why they changed it to Mavericks in English, but Maverick does sound cooler, so I'm not mad about it. And if you guys paid attention to the text on screen when we were going through Dr. Kane's journal, which I'm not sure I made clear was in the original manual, which is awesome, there were some dates that kind of fuzzed and changed. That was because in the English manual they had one date, and in the Japanese manual they had another. And I defaulted to the Japanese manual because I believe that has more canon than the American one. Not to mention, there's a point where it says that Sigma has had the Maverick Hunters for 2 months instead of 2 years, which that's not a very long time. 2 months. 2 years makes a lot more sense. And yeah, Zero definitely was the best hunter they had after Sigma. Zero was just, he got good at it. This is true. Zero was constantly training, and if you ever see the Day of Sigma, you'll see, you catch him in the training room, the VR room all the time. Speaking of the Day of Sigma, if you did not watch the Day of Sigma before Mega Man X, excuse me, that's okay. Most of us played Mega Man X barely knowing any of the events that we just got, told to us, exposed to us. That being said, let's start our little field guide instructional with the person that caused all of this. And with a new series opens a new databank. Maverick database activated. Alright, Cyber Blaster, thanks again for everything and all your backup. Navigators, operators, and diggers. Wait, diggers are not the right ones. Spotters, my bad. Thank you guys for coming again. I am Grencye, and this is Mega Mondays. We're gonna run through Mega Man games in the X timeline going forward, and we're gonna learn all about everything. Dude, loving the polish on the overlay, man. Thanks, dude. Thanks for the first comment. I'm glad you guys have been here. It's the first time I've heard from you. Vocifer. Zyko Vocifer. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, and if I'm destroying it, I apologize. But I'm glad you had the time to pass through and give me some feedback. I really appreciate that. Nailed it. Cool. All right, so the person that kicked all of these events off was our silly old man archaeologist that I did a voiceover for, Dr. Kane. Aliases, none. He's just known as Dr. Kane, that's it. Affiliation, the Maverick Hunters. Now, before he was with the Maverick Hunters, he was part of, I think, something called the Kane something organization. He owned his own company that did excavations. So, yeah, Maverick Hunter X would have started a new canon. We'll talk about that. Maverick Hunter X retconned some things. I don't think it changes the canon, and believe it or not, the Maverick Hunter Field Guide kind of corroborates that. But we'll talk about that. Anyway, his weapon, unknown, which it doesn't say none. I expected it to say none. It says unknown. Don't mess with this, Matt. You don't know. Never fight someone you don't know what weapons they have. Just don't. Now I'm scared of Kane. Known weakness. This is in the book. I'm not making this up. Known weaknesses: old age, nuclear weapons. Yeah, pretty sure that I have those weaknesses too. You are not so different, you and I, Dr. Kane. That's in the book. Okay. Dr. Kane was behind the creation of the first Reploids that rolled off the assembly belt, which is why much of the public still regards him as as a sort of father of Reploids. Truthfully, he never would have conceived of Reploids without the help of Mega Man X, whom he found slumbering in a capsule while on a mundane archaeological dig for prehistoric plant life. MHX has a few inconsistencies with normal timeline, mainly the death of a certain digger, weakness of nuclear weapons. Jeez, yeah, exactly. The diagnostics of the capsule suggested it was safe to open, which Dr. Kane did eagerly but carefully. He made a quick friend in Mega Man X, whose capacity for thinking freely and emoting was far beyond the capabilities of the robots that toddled around in Kane's time. But there was something else in the capsule alongside Mega Man X. A warning for the generation that would unearth him. The plea, penned by the great Dr. Thomas Light, warned that Mega Man X harbored infinite possibilities, but also infinite danger for the comparatively fragile human species. Thus, Dr. Light had sealed the prototype robot away to run vital diagnostics that would ensure Mega Man X's devotion to the first law of robotics. A robot must never harm a human being. There's a popular saying amongst humans: the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I like that saying because it's real. Dr. Kane's actions as a newly minted engineer of a fascinating but ill-understood race are a concrete example of Dr. Kane only wanted the free-thinking Reploids to emerge into the world as workers and companions for humanity. However, his creations never underwent the same lengthy, rigorous diagnostic checks that Dr. Light ran on their progenitor, Mega Man X. Worse, Dr. Kane was unable to understand parts of Mega Man X's complex designs. His substitutions, combined with his lacking diagnostics, sparked glitches and complications that made Reploids susceptible to suggestions of harming humans and other Reploids. In other words, Dr. Kane created Reploids, but he created Mavericks as well. In fact, Dr. Kane's magnum opus was Sigma, the same Reploid who would spark the first war against humanity. Sigma was built to defend humanity against Maverick attacks, but he turned his thoughts to mass slaughter instead. Age gradually caught up to Dr. Kane, though his unwitting role in this violent, unending Maverick war... Unending Maverick Wars, no doubt... Okay. In the Maverick Wars, no doubt accelerated his fragile condition. So basically being part of the war, he kind of wore him down. Well, yeah, he kind of created Mavericks by making Reploids. There wouldn't be no Mavericks if there were no Reploids, so therefore he had made Mavericks. It makes sense. The math works, clams. When the day of Sigma dawned, the self-proclaimed steward of the Reploid race spared no one when he rained nuclear destruction upon Able City, his father included. Nevertheless, Dr. Kane endured and assisted X and Zero in their subsequent missions to counter evil efforts. That's our boy, Dr. Kane! And there's a lot more people to meet and a lot more to learn, but we're not gonna spend all day doing that because that'll get boring really quickly. So, before we get into the goody, let's get a little bit of credit to the good people, that allowed us to enjoy Mega Man X. Mega Man X was released in 1993, which is only a few years away from Mega Man 7, which was 1995, if I'm not mistaken, correct. Which is why it's a little weird that Mega Man X apparently was so successful that they continued to make Mega Man games for the NES with that money, which is ridiculous to me. So it was nice. I mean, he didn't make the first Maverick. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. No spoilers, sir. Anyway, And when they made Mega Man X, they originally meant to have Zero as the main protagonist. But because that was too big of a deviation of the original Mega Man, they were afraid of fan backlash, so they leaned in on Mega Man as the main character and pushed Zero onto a side character, which I think was a smarter move, to be honest. Hold on a second. Why are we holding on a second? I'm not holding, but I'll listen. Can we really call it spoilers if we'd already seen it? If you guys have seen it, great. And yes, this is age, but like I've said a few times before, there are some people that are experiencing Mega Man for the first time through my streams, miraculously enough. And they've made their presence known because they've actually sent a message or so, or put a comment on one of my YouTube videos, and that's pretty cool. So, if you can avoid the spoilers, sure. If you slip up, I'm not gonna be mad, because I do enjoy the conversation. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep the newbies in mind. Okay, X was really, and the X series was also designed to be more mature. As you can see here, there's a lot more mature themes happening. It's a darker theme, and X looks a lot more mature than Rock did. Yeah, I'll try to stay spoiler free. And again, it's okay if you slip up. I'm not gonna be upset. Just try to be nice to the new players in case they don't want to have those spoilers. In any case, that being said, Inafune and Kaji, which are the two main artists for most of the Mega Man franchise, most, not all, did a lot of work on this along with two other artists. Those artists being Kazunori Tazaki and Tatsuya Yoshikawa, and they all worked on different Mavericks, which is pretty awesome. And a lot of the designs, as you guys see, some of the Mavericks are rolling off right now. Their designs are pretty amazing. They're a little aged, and I love the redesigns when they use them in more modern games because they look so cool. They look so cool, and it's, as you guys have noticed, they're no longer men. They're I can't say that word. That A word. Anthropomorphic. There we go. Animals. That was a hard word. And I feel like there's a reason for that. Motherboard shirt actually looks good for the stream. Thanks, Colonel. So I think that they're leaning into animals makes sense because animals have specialties that they work toward, and I think they reflect that in a lot of these. Not all the time. Sometimes it's a stretch, but like Armored Armadillo, for example. He's an armored armadillo. Basically, his thing is about hard defense. It's pretty cool, and it makes sense for the animal that he is. Aside from the artists, we have the composers, which created most of the music for Mega Man X. Setsuo Yamamoto, Makoto Tomozawa, Yuki Iwai, Yuko Takehara, and Toshihiko Horiyama. All right, and I think that's most of it. We'll give a little shout out for the designers, Yoshinori Takenaka, Keiji Inafune. Wow, he also did the programming. Good on you, Inafune. Shosuge and Masayoshi Kurokawa. Without them, the game wouldn't work. And with that being said, we're gonna get into business now. I will preface this that we are playing the X series via the Legacy Collection. However, I will deviate from that if the latency issue that is well known for the Legacy Collection is a big deal. I'll go back to the original games. I have them available to me and I will play them. But I thought I'd show everybody the latest iteration of the X series that is available to us. And yes, we are going to go through the side games in chronological order, just like we did for the original Classic series. So be prepared for those games too, because some of those are amazing treasures. Alright, with that being said, let's cut the music and cut to the chase. It's good music though, isn't it? And let's begin. Oh, my control went to sleep. Wake up, robot. There we go. Back in business. Alright, so we've got X1 through X4 on the first part of the Legacy Collection. And some people are actually like bothered that they didn't just put the whole thing in one collection. I actually kind of get it for the X series only, I think. Because a lot of fans don't really like any of the games after X4. And they think X4 is peak. I dare say X4 is not peak, sir. But we'll get into that when we get there, alright? For now, let's get into X1. Maybe, Clamsian. I think I might want to do that. It might be fun. And if it's true battle you seek, there's the X challenge. Heck yeah. Login, Dr. Kane, code. Alright, I'm not going to read all that because that's a whole bunch of technical jargon, but memorize that. There's a lot of memory and stuff in here. X2 is really good. Head is equipped with broad-range eye camera, ultra-sensitive voice recognition system, voice generation system made by Hayato. I can't read all this. You guys can look the stream back and read this if you want, but this is telling us all about X's makeup, basically. This is all the stuff he's made up about. His voice was outsourced, so this one I'll read. X is the first of a new generation of robots, which contain an innovative new feature, the ability to think, feel, and make their own decisions. However, this ability could be very dangerous. If X were to break the first rule of robotics, a robot must never harm a human being. The results would be disastrous, and I fear that no force on Earth could stop him. Approximately 30 years will be required before we can safely confirm his reliability. Unfortunately, I will not live to see that day, nor do I have anyone to carry on my work. Therefore, I have decided to seal him in this capsule, which will test his internal systems until his reliability has been confirmed. Please, do not disturb the capsule until that time. X possesses great risks as well as great possibilities. I can only hope for the best. September 18, 20XX. T-Light. Ba-na-na-na. Mega Man X, baby. Mega Man X. We're here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Now, this game was the game I played, like, infinitely as a kid. So much so that I gave myself... When you're a kid, you don't have that many games because you don't have your own money. So I play this game over and over again. I give myself my own little difficulties because there's no difficulties. So I give myself some other challenges. I could, like, the no boss weapon challenge, no charge shot challenge, no armor challenge. We'll talk about armors, and we'll read a little bit about X2. But first, let's get into it. All right, so we're immediately starting in. There's no slide. I got no speed maneuvers, but I got a charge shot. And this, like Clam said, most important thing here is that he has the Mark 17. That's what I get for trying to read and play. Mark 17 Mega Buster. Keep that in mind, because that is important. So we get to see all the carnage that these Mavericks are employing on the city. See, this was another challenge I used to get. There is definitely a latency. Ugh, that feels gross. Not to mention my X button's not very reliable. But anyway, we'll get through it. One of the challenges I gave myself as a kid was I had to get through this stage without ruining the highway at all. So if you shoot those guys from the top, they'll drop their little weight, and it'll destroy the ground. But if you shoot the weight before it hits anything, it'll roll back and blow the guy up. I just tried to slide. I just pressed down and jump. I don't know if you guys saw that jump. That was me trying to slide. Too much classic. Yeah, the X collection is known latency problems. Yeah, I know it does. I don't remember it being that bad when I was playing it on the PlayStation 4. I forgot what it was released, 4 or 5, 4. But yeah, I feel it here. It's not horrible. It's not. Well, I'm not gonna go down there. There's no point. Oh, as you can see, he can wall jump. That's something new. Rock couldn't do that. Mainly because it runs the game like an emulation. Like an emulator. Yeah, but I feel like if I played this game off of an emulator, it would have no latency. If I played a game off my emulator on a PC. But yeah, PC has the worst latency? That's nice. That's what I'm doing right now. Let's see if I can handle it. Let's see if it messes up the stream, if it makes the game, like, not fun, I'll switch over to the original games in the next stream. But today, we're gonna try out the Legacy Collection. Okay, so this was the first Mega Man game on the Super NES. Not to be confused with the Mega Man 7 Classic Series game, which was also on the SNES. But as you can see, The SNES version of Mega Man Classic was a lot more colorful. This has a lot of color God, I hate this position. This has a lot of color palettes, but like you can see, they're a little like darker toned, and I believe they did that to kind of fit the tone of the actual series itself. Things don't look very cartoony. They're not as friendly. They're a lot more rigorous. There's a lot of like broken down machines. Things are serious. There's a problem happening right now. Yeah, later collections get past this by using source ports. Nice. Also, keep an eye on someone coming up. He'll look very familiar. He sounds like he might be quite fetching. See what I did there? See what I did there? Anybody get it? Does anybody get it? Vile. So, as a kid, I figured I could fight. If I'm really good, I could beat this guy. I want you to know, no matter how hard you fight, you can't win. And by the way, you can absolutely die if you are not careful. So when you get to low health, he starts doing that attack because he wants to capture you. He wants to embarrass you. Got me. But if you jump into him, you will die. And it's game over. That's it. You worthless piece of scrap metal. Did you think you could defeat me? We got somebody coming to the rescue! That red Reploid looks familiar. Does anybody remember the Power Fighter stream? I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. X, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He is designed to be a war machine. Remember, you have not reached full power yet. If you use all the abilities you were designed with, you should become stronger. You may even become as powerful as I am. I'll scout ahead and collect as much information on Sigma's fortress as I can. By the way, look at his posture. That is the posture of a very confident man. I'll meet up with you when you get there. See you later. X, I know you can do it. Positive energy. Ah, he's such a good guy. Such a positive energy. Oh, okay, well, I guess I have to press Y to save, but I didn't know that. It's not like I'm gonna die anyway. Before we get into business, we have two people we need to talk about. First and foremost is Vile. That's Vile in his right armor. And where did it show up? Hold up. What happened? Oh, there it is. That shouldn't have happened. My bad. Zero, I need you, X, because I want chaos that I can solve. I don't know what he's saying. Anyway, so Vile. He is an ex-hunter. And he went Maverick way before this uprising, because that boy is wild. Alright? He was running in a ride armor. We will learn about ride armors in a moment, but first let's talk about Vile as soon as I learn my alphabets. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Q, R, S, T, U, V. Here we go, Vile. Now Vile, and the robot, and the Maverick Hunter field guide has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 4 pages. We're not reading all 4. We're just gonna get to know the guy. That's it. We're not gonna get married with this man. It's not like I'm gonna die anyway, famous last words. Aliases, Vava, Vile. Now, why is one of his aliases Vava? Because in the Japanese version of the game, he is not Vile, he's known as Vava Fett. Because he looks like Boba Fett. He was obviously inspired, but because they didn't want to get sued when they localized him, they named him Vile. And it's fitting. However, who would name a robot Vile that is supposed to be dishing out justice? That's the only part that's a little But anyway, affiliation, Mavericks, formerly of the Maverick Hunters. Weapon, shoulder cannon. Look at that shoulder cannon. But did you take a look at what he did to X? Yeah, he just took out X. Known weaknesses. Too many weaknesses. But for our purposes, the rolling shield. Alright. Once an SA class member of the Maverick Hunters 17th Elite Unit, which is Sigma's unit, by the way, Vile suffered from a malfunction in his artificial brain, giving him a tendency to disobey orders and recklessly put others around him, comrades, civilians, and Mavericks alike, in danger. This would eventually lead to his arrest during the course of events that saw Sigma go Maverick and begin his uprising. Vile escaped and joined his side with his intense hatred of X, believed to be the motivation for signing on with the insurrection. Vile was on board the 7th Airborne Unit's mothership, the Death Rogamer. That was the ship that we just saw him jump off of. When they went to attack the Central Highway with a variety of mechanoloids. When X interfered with their plans, Vile deployed aboard a special suit of ride armor to stop him. X's resistance was short-lived, with Vile paralyzing him using an unknown weapon with properties similar to Spark Mandrill's Electric Spark. Before he could do any further damage, however, Zero arrived in time to free X with a charged shot to the ride armor's shoulder assembly, leaving Vile to retreat back to the Death Rogamer. Just like the Dark Man. Yeah, that's true! That is true! That is a good notice. Good analysis. Darkman 3 was probably some of the design influence for Capcom. Yes, it probably was. Now, Vile was not created by anyone that was related to Darkman's designs, but that doesn't mean that Darkman's designs may not have been found or remembered by someone and tried to be emulated and employed on Vile. There's a reason I had to slip up there. But anyway, that being said, I would assume that there are manufacturer companies from the Robot Masters that might have kept these sorts of designs for their own manufactured Reploids. People are now probably manufacturing Reploids for reasons as well. And Vile looks very militaristic. He was probably built to be a warrior. And they probably saw the Darkman designs. This is all theoretical, skepticism, all right? None of this is legit. But they probably saw the designs and probably decided that was the way to go. I have noticed I have to fix something on the future streams, because I just saw that thing, but I'm not going to do that while I'm live. You guys just have to deal with that little hiccup in the corner there. I'm sorry, but it kind of works with the theme. For now, we'll leave it. I'll fix it next time. You're Vile and I are practically the same person, pretty much. You're a lot nicer, though. Gotta be honest. Alright, the other person we need to talk about... Whoopsies. My hands don't... is our boy Zero. Zero just saved our butt. So, aliases, Red Maverick. Affiliation, Maverick Hunters. Weapon, Z-Saber, Z-Buster, Saber Tactic System. Weaknesses, unknown. As the Maverick Wars rage on and on through the years, few hunters have stepped onto the battlefield as often as Zero. Zero leads the Mavericks Hunters' highly elite Zeroth Special Unit, Shinobi. And unlike his peace-loving friend Mega Man X, when an enemy appears, he'll terminate it. Zero is a steadfast and loyal warrior, but myriad mysteries persist underneath his distinctive crimson armor. Indeed, when Sigma, who was acting as the leader of the Maverick Hunters and commander of the 17th Elite Unit at the time, encountered Zero, Zero was in a mindlessly feral state. He attacked any hunters who drew near him and would have overpowered Sigma if he had not been stilled by a sudden, inexplicable jolt of agony in his head. Sigma seized his advantage and brought Zero down. The strange red robot was carried back to Dr. Kane's labs, where he awakened quietly with no memory of his past, and seemingly no trace of whatever had caused him to go mad in the first place. Either way, Zero joined the Maverick Hunters, and even volunteered to lead the cause after Sigma went Maverick himself. When Zero met Mega Man X, the humble progenitor of the Reploid race seemed unsure of his place in life. Zero took X under his wing and rushed to the rescue. When the former hunter Vile nearly scrapped X with his near-indestructible ride armor, Zero offered X some words of encouragement before he departed on a long scouting mission to find Sigma's fortress. Keep what secret? That he was once a Maverick? That's all we know, he was once a Maverick! And, I mean, that's all anyone in the canon knows right now, alright? I haven't spoken about anything that might be theorized, All right, sir? I actually have, if you guys see, let me actually show you. I have parts to redact so I don't cause spoilers and where to go. And what is Zero's number? DWN Infinity! That is correct, Cyber Blaster! But that is a spoiler, so, whatever. Ah, crap, what did I do? Alright, so, who is the first one to hit? Now, traditionally, if you're playing this game and you know what you're doing, you're going to Chill Penguin first. Well, there's no way that X didn't know that he was once a Maverick, because they had to bring him back to the Maverick Labs. But they don't know anything else beyond that. Zero also knew that he was he also knew he was a Maverick, because when he's told about it on X4, he's like, yeah, so what, I already knew that. Well, he didn't really say I already knew that, but yeah. That aside, I figured that that was worth tapping, not shaking. In any case, we'll get deeper into that later. For now, the first Robot Master I think we should go for would traditionally be Chill Penguin. But I'm willing to go anywhere because I think I'm so confident in my skill in the Mega Man X series that I will fight any one of these boys without their weakness. So you guys, tell me where to go. Boomerang! In fact, the only reason Zero was a Maverick in the first place was because of, well, take a guess what X means in Roman numerals. Roman numerals? Oh yeah, 10. Ha. Doesn't matter, weakness, get the boots. You're right, I need the boots first, so unfortunately I'm gonna take this route first, because otherwise my mobility is gonna be super hampered. Rico replays. You know what? I'm willing to go back out and fight Boomerang without the dash, but every boss is going down without weaknesses until we get to the Sigma stage. Embarrassing. He's even laughing at me! So, the latency is manageable, honestly. It's manageable. It's not ideal, but it is manageable. So, I was going to read... Oh, Shaikoba. I was going to read about the armor as soon as we got the boots, but I feel like we've done too much reading already and not enough playing. So we'll read about the armor when we've got all pieces. How about that? It's not much to read about it anyway. These jumps are so hard when you can't dash! Ah! There we go. X is appalled at the turn of events in X5, illustrating how X probably didn't know about Zero's history. And in the scene in X4 already has bad translation, given how the messenger of information is then surprised by the information itself after telling. Listen, Clamsian, like I said, I thought it was a nice little tap, okay? Because Dr. Kane definitely knew about this, all right? And we're following Dr. Kane, kind of. But yes, we'll try to keep things under wraps for the most part. Obviously, this game is so old that spoilers are gonna just spill out no matter what we do, but let's try. And if you feel like what I said was a spoiler, I apologize for that as well. It was a minor, tiny baby spoiler. I agree with that. But anyway, so you've come. X, I gave you the ability to choose your own path in life, and I hoped the world would allow you to choose a peaceful one. But now it seems that you are destined to fight. Because I thought the world might need a new champion. I have hidden capsules, like this one. If you find and use them, you will be able to increase your powers beyond anything the world has ever known. Step into this capsule and receive an acceleration system to boost your speed. Good luck, X. This acceleration system, I believe, is traditionally known as the emergency acceleration system. Whoa, that's a lot. I can't read that off of the stream itself. I'm gonna have to actually like stop and open that one up. Whoa, chill penguins allow. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. I was actually remembering that as I was getting through the capsule. Chill penguins a loudmouth, but I'll read it when I get to the boss because, like I said, we've been reading too much at the start. So I'd like to get some gaming in. But yeah, you guys can read what Cyber Blaster said. I just want to get moving because I feel like we've been doing too much talking, not enough gaming. No, I don't want Ricky Hunter mode. I appreciate that it's there. Okay, cool. So, in the old days, the dash button was on the circle, or B, I think that was B. And most common days, it's on the R1 button now. But I remember playing like this. So I'm gonna emulate the young me, and now the game gets good. I'm gonna emulate the young me and see if I can handle doing this the way I used to. And if I can, I'll go back to the new route. Let's see. Yeah, man. So the emergency acceleration system, aka the dash, is soup. It's a game changer, dude. It changes the whole game. The game is now faster paced. You're more agile. You're able to get around better. This opens up the game tremendously. So I could go down the bottom path, but why do that? Why? I just Yoshi'd the right armor. Are you using the Memex claw? Yeah! Ah! Give me health, you jerk! I can't believe I got hit. Ah! Okay, that was weird. Yeah! More agile. Inside joke, ladies and gentlemen. For those who know, you know. Alright. I forgot to I meant to do it in the boss doors, but my bad. So, Chill Penguin. Let's read up about this boy. A, B. If you guys want to read Cyber Blaster's definition on him, that's fine. Just as Tundra Man before him, Chill Penguin was designed to operate in substrate. Yes! I will read that momentarily. Now, Chill Penguin. Aliases Icy Pinguigo. Or Lord of the Snowy Plains. Affiliation Mavericks, Sigma, formerly of the Maverick Hunters. Weapon, Shotgun Ice. Weakness, known weaknesses, fire-based attacks, such as Fire Wave. Once a part of the 13th Polar Unit, Chill Penguin was a Maverick Hunter who was designed to operate in sub-zero temperatures, but grew tired of his duty guarding a South Pole station in isolation. He destroyed his commanding officer and left his post, relocating to Able City to sign on with Sigma in the 17th Elite Unit, where he was put in charge of the Chill Penguin Company. When Sigma began his uprising, Chill Penguin went with him, despite how much he and fellow insurgent Flame Mammoth intensely disliked each other. Chill Penguin was designed with flexible circuits that let him make the most of his small size, but that also led to some behavior which earned him a reputation among other Reploids as warped. His main weapon was the Shotgun Ice, which absorbed moisture from the air around him and condensed it into a crystallized projectile. When X managed to copy this weapon from him, he could produce a similar projectile that shattered when it hit a hard surface, spraying the area with shrapnel. Chill Penguin could also slide around on his stomach, as well as create penguin sculptures from ice that he'd use as weapons by blowing them around with a wind generator in his chamber. X was able to mimic both of these attacks at once when he charged up the Shotgun Ice to create a platform he could ride. There are no quotes in the Maverick Hunter's field guide. I'm assuming that's because they decided to take things a little more seriously. Alright, that being said, let's get back to it. Let's put this silly penguin down, Lord of the Snowy Flames. You're a fool. Oh, what? That hit the ground. I got. What are you doing, you silly bird? I almost forgot I could slide. Dash. I'm taking damage. This is not good. I gotta get back into being able to dash with confidence. There we go. Oh. That wall dash almost didn't work. Whoa. Right in the face. Alright. Rico, I apologize for not going for Boomerang first. I wanted my dash boots. That was it. I'm willing to go anywhere now. You got Shotgun Ice. And just like in traditional Mega Man, now Boomerang. Now Boomerang, absolutely. I don't know what button is supposed to be why. I don't know. Now, there is one thing I do need to stop us for between the bosses. Some more reading. And what made me think of it is that, yes, the variable weapon system is still a thing. Still very much a thing. What? I didn't mean to do that. Why did that button do that? That's interesting. Well, lucky for us, we can just exit. I love that. Best addition. Anyway. Mega Man X. We've gone through 2 stages with him and we haven't learned much about him. We just know that he was locked away by Dr. Light and was put into some sort of diagnostic for who knows how long. It was supposed to be 30 years according to the warning. But anyway, and he's also the progenitor of the entire Reploid race since his whole system was used as the template for the design. That's all we got. So let's learn a little bit more. Mega Man X, aliases X, or Rockman X. Affiliation, Maverick Hunters. Weapon, X-Buster. Variable weapons system. Still a thing. This is basically the new model of Mega Man. Known weaknesses, his only weakness is his compassion for other living creatures, as his trusting naivete and pacifist nature make him hesitant to fight, which has been known to inhibit his full combat potential. Designed and built by the famed robotics researcher Dr. Thomas Light in 20XX, Mega Man X was designed as the first in a new generation of robots who could think, feel, worry, and make decisions which would allow them to act on their own accord. Testing the reliability of X's internal systems would take more time than the already long-lived Doctor had left. However, and so X was buried in a capsule for that duration. In 21XX, the remains of Dr. Light's lab and X's capsule would be discovered by Dr. Kane of Kane Labs, who excavated the site and used his findings to create his own replica of X, which he dubbed a Reploid. Alright, Clams, thank you. Mass production soon began and Reploids of all shapes and sizes were soon integrated into society. Over time, Reploids began to turn Maverick, leading to the creation of the Maverick Hunters and their leader, Sigma. As peace was restored, X began to wonder what Dr. Light had planned for him as he tried to find his way in life. He would eventually settle on enlisting with the Maverick Hunters, where he became a member of the 17th Elite Unit, personally led by Sigma himself. Due to his hesitance in battle at the time, he would not rise above the rank of B-Class. When Sigma went Maverick and took many of the Hunters with him, X, along with the fellow 17th Unit member Zero, was among the first to attempt to thwart the traitorous Reploid's plans. However, Sigma proved too much for the two at the time, and so began Sigma's war against the humans. Things didn't go much better when X encountered Vile during a Maverick attack on Central Highway, where he was bested by the former Hunter in his right armor. Fortunately, Zero was there to make the save, but Vile got away aboard the Death Rogumer. X has like 5 pages plus armor pages. Each of X's arms is equipped with an X-Buster, a Mark 17 Megabuster designed by Dr. Light to convert solar energy into compact bullets. Its energy amplification device allows it to charge energy for larger and more powerful blasts. In addition to many common abilities such as dashing, wall jumping, and wire hook utility, X has access to a massive and versatile arsenal of weaponry thanks to his variable weapon system, which enables him to adapt the abilities of various Reploids for his own use. Furthermore, X is able to incorporate a seemingly infinite number of upgrades into his system, further expanding his capabilities. As the progenitor of all Reploids, much of how his body works is still a mystery. proving difficult for even modern analysis to yield proper results. His creator, Dr. Light, bestowed upon him the name X, representing a variable that can stand for any number and, thus, unlimited capabilities. From what we've come to know and see of X in action, it's possible that his potential may indeed be limitless. And that's our boy X. I have to do this because I didn't want to accidentally select the stage. So we're gonna go for Boomerang Kuwanger next, as is requested by Rico Replays. Let's roll. And we will learn about Kuwanger when we get to his boss, Double Doors. Too much reading. More playing needs to be done. Boom, boom. One of the best songs in the entire goddamn series! Just so you know! Ah, fish sticks. There we go. Coward! Stop running! You guys can't touch this. Your security system sucks, Kuwanger! I forgot how much health these things have. Oh, right, you can shoot through walls in this one. Shooting him with cover. All right, they have the double tap. You can dash by pressing forward twice. Ah, splash damage. Overhype. Storm Eagle's alright. It's very good, but it's not the best. I think this is better. But to each their own. Ba 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 da ba ba. I might lose because I don't have much health. Whoa! That's what I get for trying to read. I'd argue for Sting Chameleon and the ending theme to be the best in the game. The ending theme hits, dude. What? I thought he would have died from the charge shot. It wasn't a fully charged shot, that's why. Ah! I don't need to kill him. Oh, come on. That was on me. These things have more health than I remember. Keep getting caught off guard because I expect them to blow up already. That is a hard tank, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can give me one too. So, there we go. I needed that. Coward! Alright, I know how you play. Can't dodge if you got to shoot. Dummy. I pressed the dash button, but it didn't happen. Oh, that's on me. I thought I was out. I thought I was in the clear. Alright. So, Kuwanger might take me down, but I'm gonna give him a fight. You believe me. Believe you me. Right. I keep doing this. Kuwanger. He's number 5 on my list. Before we get to fighting him, let's get to know him. Boomer Kuwanger. God, so many of these bosses are so cool. I am so glad we're in the X series. Here we go. Boomer Kuwanger. Aliases Boomer Kuwanger or Space Time Jumper. Affiliation Mavericks Sigma, formerly of the Maverick Hunters. Would be so good to have him on an X Dive. Oh, you mean as a playable character? Because he's in there as a fightable boss, which I don't know why he's restricted to the events. That's so... Whatever. I don't want to talk about X Dive. It makes me upset. Anyway. Cool, logical, and analytical to the point of nihilism. Boomerang Kwanger was a swift-moving maverick who was modeled after a stag beetle. Boomerang Kwanger was initially part of the 17th Elite Unit, where he served under Sigma until the latter's uprising. After reaching the conclusion that going Maverick was not only logical, but interesting, Boomerang Kwanger took command of a tower that loomed over the east side of Able City, working to make a fortress out of it. See, so that's something to talk about. So, they can choose to go Maverick because going Maverick basically just means becoming a bad guy. So, some people have a malfunction, some replicates have a malfunction that caused them to become a Maverick, and some of them just choose chaos. And some may be affected by something worse. Will X-Dive be a part of the marathon? X-Dive offline might be a part of the marathon at the very end, since it's an amalgamation of everything. Maybe. When Mega Man X encountered his old friend and expressed his hesitation to battle, Boomer Kwanger mocked X for balking at the promise of such a rare, fun fight, though he did respect the Blue Hunter's untapped potential. Boomerang Kwager's death deeply affected his brother, Gravity Beetle, who served under Dr. Doppler in hopes of taking his revenge. So we'll learn about that boy later. If it's unclear if Boomerang Kwanger felt a similarly strong devotion to Gravity... Oh, it is unclear. Strong devotion to Gravity Beetle. Boomer Kwanger's main attack was the Boomerang Cutter, a razor-sharp throwing weapon made of a special metal that returned faithfully to his hand after traveling a certain distance. The sleek Maverick was also a lethal opponent in close quarters. If he got close enough to Mega Man X, he'd grasp him in his mandibles. His mandibles, and use his deadlift to throw him upwards, with enough force to do major damage. Indeed, Boomerang Kwanger's swift dash and lightning-quick teleportation ability made it all too easy for him to snag X and fling the hunter skyward for an intimate meeting with his chamber's ceiling. Once defeated, Boomerang Kwanger gave up on Boomerang Cutter for X's own gave up the Boomerang Cutter for X's own use. When fired, the Boomerang Cutter traveled in an arc and returned to X. If caught, If X caught the blade, the weapon's energy would be preserved. This unique feature came in handy as X learned to master the Boomerang Cutter. Its erratic path made it a difficult weapon to wield, but when used properly, it could slice enemies into ribbons, and even let X fetch faraway items that were otherwise unattainable. When charged, the Boomerang Cutter unleashed 4 large energy cutters in various directions. Dr. Doppler gets twisted. Wonder what that one reminds me of. Why is Kwanger cupping his X's head in the image? Is he? I don't see that, but okay. Maybe I don't know what I put up because I can't see it. Give me some heart tanks so I could buy some better equipment and have a multi-screen situation here, guys. I did that by accident. No, nobody wants Rookie Hunter mode. I appreciate that it's there for newbies, though. Alright. Let's take him down. Come on, buddy. I thought you were hard. Rico said you were tough. Coward. Stop porting all over the place and fight, you coward. I knew he was gonna do that. What a jerk. Fight me! Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna time it, you jerk. You tried. Come on! I can't believe it. I thought I had the shot. Oh, I thought I had the shot! That's more like it. Yeah, this teleporting a lot. Beginning was like, that's not the Kawanger I remember. One and done! The first X collection is the only one of 4 games I've 100% completed. Boom boom ba ba dam ba dam ba bam boom boom ba ba dam ba dam ba da bum boom boom ba ba dam ba dam ba bam boom boom ba ba dam ba dam ba bam. The weapons in this game are dope as heck. Just saying. Ah, that's how you save. Triangle is why. I wish I knew that. Boom bam bap bum. So who am I hitting next, guys? Who do I gotta put down? Thanks, Rico. Oh, here's another thing. We can get some specs off of our boys. Chill Penguin, height 5'3", 35 foot, 5.34 feet, I guess. 237 pounds is a heavy boy. Boomerang Kuranger, height 7.93 feet, 206 pounds. Dang, these guys are heavy. Well, they are made of metal. Armored Armadillo. That is the hardest boss in the game when you're not using his weakness. Armored Armadillo. Storm Eagle, then Mammoth. You can have the Hiddens or Octopus. Time to hit the forest. I choose Stink Chameleon. Wow, we got nobody. Nobody agrees. Clamsian. Where am I going? Rico got the last pick. I want to hear what you said. Armored Armadillo is super easy to cheese. I remember him being so hard. I got 2 for Sting Chameleon, so that's the way we're going so far, it seems. Height 5 foot, 5.80 feet, 5.8 feet. Weight 169. He's the lightest of us. We got 2 for Eagle. 2 for Eagle. Well, you took a while. I'm gonna go for Sting, but I might do Eagle next. How about that? Sting. Wait, hold up. Are you guys screwing me over? Because I want to think Eagle is good for items. This is true. And I need some of these items. But... Okay, here's how I want to deal with it. I'm screwing the streamer over. Can I get the stuff from this? Because I don't want to have to come back. I don't want to have too many return trips. That's really all I'm worried about. I think that Eagle is the smarter way to go if I don't want to do too many return trips. Yeah. Eagle's the way to go. Storm Eagle! Go. Yeah, exactly. I want the least amount of return trips. I'm still gonna go, like, Buster only on these boys. But they don't stand a chance against me. I have my boots. That's it. They're done. And an extension of my health, which is exactly what I'd be getting if you guys gave me some heart tanks. Because I could buy things that need for survival. Or more like it's mostly just going to go to the stream. I'm just being ridiculous. Don't listen to me. Eagle is the second stage in the item route. What was the first one, Clamps, in your opinion? Or is it still just... crap! Is it Chill Penguin for the boots? Up, please. Hold on. Charge up. What a dope effect, by the way, for a Super Nintendo game, for that kind of classic. Of course, and it's an explosion. An explosion is gonna blast out the glass. It's just so cool! Once you get the Buster upgrade, the game is over, in my opinion. I don't like this. Yes, I memorized that. Fight me. So, when I was playing this game back in the olden days, at the dawn of creation, before Chill Penguin has to be first, the boots are just too valuable. Yep. I actually imagined a thing like Twitch, playing Mega Man X when I was a kid. What I had imagined was like, it'd be so, like, I was like, oh, I'm so good at this game. I bet it'd be cool. I bet some people would love watching me play this game. I should record myself on a VCR, on a VHS, using a VCR just to watch me play and show people that. Never imagined such a thing as streaming, because, well, the internet wasn't there yet. Unofficial lore drop. In the Terminal Montage universe, Storm Eagle survived long enough to become Storm Eagle L. I want to know what that L stands for in that, because I love that Terminal Montage thing. It was so dope. But what's the L stand for? Ooh-yeah! New capsule. This capsule contains an enhancement for your helmet, which will allow you to break some ceilings with a headbutt. So, I feel like that's very underwhelming and limited in its scope of use. What I believe they should have done, and I've never tested it, is that it should have given you some protection for your head. So if, like, Boomer Quanger grabs you and throws you to the ceiling, you take less damage because you got a helmet now, bro. God, dashing is just game-changing, bro. Nothing. You're weak! You're all so weak! B rank, nothing! The metals! By the way, the metals are still here! 100 years later, they're still here! No design change! Yeah, I got no clue on the L. I have a little knowledge on the collectible cards. You guys are slow! Oh, I forgot about the turrets. Hey, this ship looks familiar. It's the Rogumer. Speaking of, number 7 on my list, Storm Eagle. Go. HIJKLMPQRST. Wow, I don't know my alphabet, I guess. LMNOPQRST. Come on. This is taking forever. I should have put like little tabs on them, but I don't want to put too much stuff on this book to damage it. Okay, Storm Eagle. Wow, there is a lot of S Mavericks, apparently. Anyway, aliases, Storm Eagle-Eed. I don't know why. Prince of the Skies. Absolutely. Affiliation, Mavericks, Sigma. Formerly of the Maverick Hunters. Weapon, Storm Tornado. Known weakness, Chameleon Sting. Spin wheel with a mother computer. Oh, okay. Maverick, though he was, Storm Eagle carried himself with nobility and power. The Great Raptor was once a Maverick Hunter who commanded the 7th Airborne Unit and was popular with the soldiers he led. When Sigma went Maverick, Storm Eagle rose up and challenged him to battle. He was unfortunately outmatched and thus forced to reluctantly submit to servitude under the Maverick leader. Whether Maverick or Hunter, Storm Eagle was a scion of the sky. His most fearsome weapon was his maneuverability when Storm Eagle was aloft. X found it difficult to even hit him with his X-Buster. He frequently enjoyed performing hit-and-run diving attacks on his prey from his lofty position, as if hunting a rabbit. But Storm Eagle was a deadly opponent on the ground too. His Storm Tornado weapon could blow interlopers off their feet and right off the edge of his enormous battleship, the Death Rogumer. A few gusts of air from his large wings could also cause them to lose their footing. One of Storm Eagle's favorite strategies was to combine his strengths to overwhelm his quarry as quickly as possible. Using his bird summon technique, he'd spit up an egg-like projectile that hatched into 4 robot chicks. The little birds did little damage, but they served as a perfect distraction while Storm Eagle landed and sent the Storm Tornado screaming across the deck of the Death Rogumer. If not for X's ability to dash against the fierce winds, he might have found Storm Eagle a near impossible opponent. The Chameleon Sting also proved invaluable as its triple shot structure let X hit the Maverick even if he hovered just out of reach. When X put Storm Eagle to rest, he was awarded the Storm Tornado. The weapon functioned for him much as it did for its original master, albeit surprisingly more damaging. And X found the horizontal columns of air useful for ripping through armored enemies. For real though. When charged, the Storm Tornado unleashed a wide vertical pillar of air that obliterated anything it touched. From what I was able to infer, it appeared to be a low-powered version of Flaming Storm Eagle, 100 years of and still here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. For real. My guy made Tengu Man look low budget. He really did. This man is the man of the skies. I feel like even if they had flying Mavericks after Storm Eagle, nobody matched Storm Eagle. And a little bit of extra lore that they did not touch upon in the field guide, and probably because the field guide is meant to keep you focused. Storm Eagle is not Maverick in terms of any other sense other than he went Maverick to protect himself and his team because Sigma threatened him. So we're putting on a good guy. Storm Eagle is so bad, that he blew up his own ship to create a battlefield that he could master. I just tried to air dash. I just want you guys to know. Ah, wrong shot. He's supposed to get the charge, not the tap. Gotcha. You're bad at this game, Storm Eagle. Keep doing it. See if I don't hurt you more. Coward. Miss. Did he even touch me? Did he? No one can touch me. I'm too good at the X game. Too good. Ah, and the airplane, the ship is falling. Lovely little touch. So one thing that they only ever did in X1, and then they tried to do it again in X6 in a very horrible manner, was that defeating some of the bosses affected the other stages. Right now, that ship that we just knocked out of the sky is falling, and it has to land somewhere, and it lands smack dab into Spark Mandrill's powerhouse. Now, if we had gone there before fighting Storm Eagle, the place would have been lit up like a tree, and it would have been sparks all over the place and stuff like that. But the plane crashed into the stage and shut down a lot of the electrical power in that stage, making the stage a little easier, believe it or not, and opening up the opportunity to get some other things. And did we even see how tall this boy was? This boy is huge. 8.2 feet. Huge! Mammoth next. Alright. We have 2 for Sting. Is there a reason we don't go for Sting? We could go to Sting next. I think we could go to Sting next, right? That won't slow us down. That's right. Flame Mammoth is affected by taking out Chill Penguin. We got Mammoth, Octopus. We still got Octopus. Sting won't slow us down. All right, but we got 2 votes for Mammoth. I guess we don't want to go to Sting anymore. All right, I guess we're going to Mammoth. I have 2 votes for Mammoth. Mammoth, 10 feet. I thought that. Oh my God! I thought Storm Eagle was tall. This guy is tall. 10.5 feet, 719 pounds. Woo! That's a big boy. For Sting to get his heart tank. That's true. You're right. That was what it was. We have to take out Octopus to get the Sting. Another revisit. You're right. That's right. All right. Mammoth it is. You know what's really sad? I haven't used any of the new weapons. I'm not showing off how cool the weapons are. Sorry. You'll see them when I get to the bosses. Or whenever I need to use them elsewise. So, this whole place would be covered in lava. Magma, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the scientific term. Molten stuff. And this is basically What is the word I'm looking for? They're getting rid of, like, junk. Like, models that need to be, like, put away and recycled. So they melt them down, and then they use them later. That's what I'm assuming. It's a recycle facility. I just screwed myself. Now I gotta have a perfect jump. This is the worst. I could just die. This is gonna be the worst with the ping, with the latency. Now I have to have a perfect jump. Yeah, I don't think you can do it now. I think I screwed myself. Yeah, just pop myself. It's okay. It's not. You're gonna be the only person that has ever killed me in this game so far. I hope you're happy. He laughs about it. Good for him. Good for him. I gave them that life. Wait a minute. I should have picked that up. I forgot. So, unlike... I didn't even mention it. Unlike in the original Classic series, we don't have E-tanks, we have sub-tanks. And they get refilled for every bit of health that you pick up that goes over the cap. So, I should not have ignored that health cap. I always thought the lava was actually like slag or something. I don't know what it is, man. There we go. Oh, this ping is not letting me do that fast enough. I said pig. Latency. Whatever. This capsule contains a part which will increase the capabilities of your X-Buster. You can use it to fire all types of weapons. I'll do a little demonstration this time, I guess. Now we have the upgraded busters. Now, there's another way that you could have gotten the buster. If we had missed this capsule, there's an actually really brilliant thing that the developers did where you still get a buster upgrade when you're in the final part of the game, because it is required that you have an extra, that top tier level of charge shot is the minimum requirement to defeat the final boss. If you don't have anything else, you still have a way to defeat the boss. So that's good game design because it doesn't trap you to a corner where you're screwed. So, good on them. But for now, we have one charge shot, level 2 charge shot, and a level 3 charge shot. You have the forward shot and that backlash, whatever that's called, that does damage too, which is awesome. Now, because we haven't, why is slag censored? It's not on my side. Oh, because that's a slur in Europe. Congratulations on getting the weaker buster upgrade. Yeah, allegedly, probably. I don't really know what the difference was again, but anyway. So let's do a little bit of experimentation. Now that we have a charged buster, we can do the regular shot, and we can examine the... That was not fully charged, Gren. You're dumb. It's purple. Charged version, which is kind of awesome. Every weapon can now be charged. And I think that this is one of the coolest... Why? Oh, I couldn't do this before. I was like, why didn't I just do the slide? Because I couldn't before. Bam! So, very cool stuff. Z-Buster does 1 tick more damage. So about the Buster. So about the Buster! Clamsy, and tell the people about the Buster. I want to double jump so bad. Oh, God. Wait a minute. In Vanilla X, it's the exact same Buster. It's only in it's only in Maverick Hunter X we're getting it from 0, and that's the stronger part. I did not know that. Oh boy, there's a lot of unfriendlies out here. Dodge. Alright, fine. It's reasonable to assume that the armor... I was reading. Buster actually contains the power gear. Yes! I vehemently agree! Do you guys remember the power gear? If you guys pay attention to the way the charge shot worked when using a power gear, it's extremely similar to what we have here. Which makes sense given how X is an upgrade from Rock. Exactly. I have OCD and I want to pop this thing, but I know this is a waste of everyone's time. So I'm going to ignore it and pretend it's not there. But it's going to bother me, and it's going to keep me up at night. And dang latency. Yeah! God, it feels so good to play a Mega Man X versus the Classic Series. Say what you will, the Classic Series is great and all, but the X Series is where the action's at. Okay, I get Clan's logic here. This had led to some to believe that the dash boots contain the speed gear, which is a much more flimsy theory. Yeah, I could see the speed gear being like parts of like maybe a very. I can see that, but yes, it's much flimsier. People pointed out originally that the gears caused a continuity problem. I always assumed the gears are part of X's base design with the dash and charge. Yeah, I don't think it causes a continuity problem at all. Ow, my face, you jerk! Oh, I remember that being a lot more effective. Yeah, I remember that being a lot more effective. Coward. I messed up. Try that again. Hello? Try it again. We have Mammoth's weakness, but we will not be using it. Either it's part of the normal perception. Okay. Plant Mammoth I have as number 8. So if you were following the weakness path, he would have been the last robot Maverick that we fought. A, B, C, D, E, F. Flame Mammoth. Aliases Burnin' Nomander. I guess Nomander is another word for a kind of elephant. The data falls to me, that's fine. Also, Fiery Oil Tanker. Affiliation, Mavericks Sigma, formerly of the Maverick Hunters. Weapon, Fire Wave. So with all of this in mind, it's safe to assume that X is the weapon to surpass Double Gear. I agree. It would make no sense otherwise. Air and water-based, known weaknesses, air and water-based weapons such as Storm Tornado. Commander of the 4th Land Unit of the Maverick Hunters, Flame Mammoth was stationed in the Middle East until he heard of Sigma's defection and joined the former Maverick Hunter leader in the hopes of being able to use the power granted to him by his large frame to go on violent rampages. Okay, so this guy wanted to become a man. He just wanted an excuse to throw his weight around. This jerk. This guy's a jerk. This guy's a jerk. Thanks to an incredibly arrogant personality matched only by his enormous size, he regarded those smaller and weaker than himself with disdain, putting him at odds with many of his subordinates and colleagues, most notably Chill Penguin Tiny. Sigma put him in charge of the factories of an industrial area he planned to turn towards weapon production, which is where he first encountered X. In addition to attempting to either flatten or stagger X with his seismic bulk in a jump press, Mammoth used his trunk to spread oil across a conveyor belt in his chambers that was controlled by its trumpeting. Okay, so he controls the conveyor belt by making noise. Then attempted to ignite it with blasts from his fire wave. Honestly, when we see the fight, it's a lot of pretty interesting stuff, and it's pretty amazing that they thought of doing that with the on a Super Nintendo. During the erasure... Well, yes. Well, there's an incident further on we don't need to talk about. When X adapted the fire wave to his variable weapon system, it went from throwing bursts of flame to emitting a continuous stream of flame. When charged, it shot a burst of fire to the ground, which sent a wave of flames across even terrain. Over the course of an erasure incident, Zero gained this weapon as well. So yeah, the erasure incident, there's a reason that some of these bosses show up again, but we don't need to talk about that right now. I'm out of E-Tank already. Funny thing about Mammoth, in the novelization of X1, Mammoth is dragged to his death by the remains of the Reploids and remains of Chill Penguin. He deserves it because he's a jerks. All right, let's take this guy boy down. We're basically cops. The Maverick Hunters are basically Reploid cops. Oh, crap, I forgot. Ah, okay, he might be a little tough if I'm not careful. Make sure I'm not on the ground when he does that. Ah! Ah! So he'll throw that oil down on the ground, and then he'll also like throw a piece of fire, like a little tuft of fire, and ignite that and make my life difficult. See, and every time he trumpets, he'll do that. Another cool thing to note, I can shut his trunk down by cutting it off with the boomerang cutter. And boomerang cutter is not one of his weaknesses, which is an interesting little thing that they added. Just goes to show some of the innovation that they had with the game and how powerful the rolling cutter is. The boomerang cutter. Boomerang cutter? Boomerang cutter. Rolling cutter is Cutman. I missed! Completely went over his head. Ah, I got me. Ugh. Didn't know about the boomerang on the original too. Should be. He's almost dead. I don't need anything. I don't have to prove anything. I tried to dash with R! That's what happens when you take your finger off the claw. You have to hit the actual, like... There it is. Now you just look silly. Oops, I accidentally did that. Whatever. That was an accident. Careful with the quick charge. The yellow bullet can outpace the shot and just do one stam. I know, I've noticed that, and I sometimes, it's habits. Flame Piggy, he does look like a pig without his trumpet. Aw, poor guy. But yeah, even on the Super Nintendo, Mega Man Z trained me to always use L for dash. Me too! So I went to go dash and I switched weapons. Whoops. For the future games, I might switch. I don't know if I'll keep the claw or I'll switch the R button to be the dash. But I wanted to see if I could even still do this. So, why not? Alright. So, Clamsy, and the next on the item list is who? Octopus! Rico really wants me to fight this guy. Revisit Boomer Arts. We'll do the revisit in a bit. We're not gonna do that right now. Alright! Octopus! I mean, I gotta revisit Boomerang, Quanger, and I also gotta revisit Chill Penguin, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Yeah, L, this hurts after a while. The claw? We didn't really have much of a choice. They didn't let us, like, change those buttons like that. We had to adapt! You were not a plebeian. You were a superior human because you were able to adapt. Ah! Go, go, go! Ah! This is another banger of a song, man. Ah, I jumped too hard. You can change the buttons, but I'm pretty sure that some of them were limited. And also, it feels weird to not use the shoulder buttons to switch weapons. We only had L1 and L... We only had 2 shoulder buttons, not 4. Ah! Reading and fighting don't go together! You can change the L and X1. I had no idea, but as a kid, I didn't really... Like, did you really change your buttons? Did you really go to the settings when you were a kid, or did you just figure out whatever the heck the default was? Go away! Ah! Bam! This is one of those times where this is amazing. Sit down. Oh, crap. Woo, that was scary. Why are you playing with my emotions? What? Since when do they do that? I don't remember him changing things so much. What the? I don't remember him being that violent with the push and pull. What was that? Okay. Let's take him down. What was that, dude? What was that? I'm gonna take him down. Ah! Weak. How much health do you have? God, put him down finally. What was that? He wouldn't die before. Huh? That was violent. The air on those is true random, so they can just alternate like that or spray you with missiles. Bro, I played this game a bajillion times. I've never seen him go wah 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 wah. That was crazy. That was crazy. That was madness. That was crazy. It was a Loco Roco. So one thing I really liked about later Mega Man games was that he's so advanced, he could jump on the surface of water. And then they take that feature away, too. So cool. Such a cool feature. Why would you take it away? Bro, sit down. Rule of large numbers. If it can give it enough time, it will. This is true. It's just, it had to be on my stream, right? Weak. So, a little hint for anybody that's fighting this. Those background things show you where the ground is for safety. So you want to know where to kill them. You kind of want to kill them close to those background pillars. Also, since you're worried about falling on spikes, fall where the pillars are. Ba 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 ba. What a banger this song is, bro. Where are you at? Coward, fight me! There he is. Ah! Ah! That is one of the best weapons in the game! Can't read and fight. Not a thing. One tornado shot kills those snake robots. Yeah, you told me that after I did it. I know that there's a delay, but also it's very like fulfilling to like do that super duper fast spam shot. It just gets a lot of aggression out. It gets yeah. I need to beat him up. This is that. All right, launch octopus. When I was a kid and I didn't know how to read, I wanted to wait until you were done. Oh, okay. When I was a kid and didn't know how to read, I kept on reading it as lunch octopus with a straight face. I didn't realize, I thought it was just a word, like, you know how there's words that mean multiple things? I thought there was like another word for lunch that I didn't know about. I was like, he's called lunch octopus. So there you go, a little grin that don't know how to read. All right, elemental P, Q, R, I, J, K, L. Launch octopus, exactly, yes, yes. Launch octopus. Aliases Launcher Octopold, Octopardo, Military General of the Deep. I like these titles that they have. They're really cool. Affiliation Mavericks Sigma. Formerly of the Maverick Hunters. So everyone in X1 were former Maverick Hunters, by the way. It's kind of like sad because they were all built to prevent against stuff like this. And the protectors become the bad guys, which is kind of really like, who do you turn to at that point? It's really messed up. Pre-soaked cup noodles, salty spaghetti. Weapon, homing torpedo, marine tornado. Known weaknesses, rolling shield, boomerang cutter. I didn't know he was weak to the boomerang cutter. You could You could probably cut his tentacles off! I've never tried that! What? The things you learn. Though a member of the 6th Naval Unit Armada of the Maverick Hunters, it is believed that Launch Octopus secretly held disdain for the very humans he was charged with protecting. I can see that. Instead, he would rather have used his strong military acumen to prove himself as an elegant artist of underwater combat. There's another one of our elegance, boys! As one of the first to join Sigma's uprising, Octopus was tasked with attacking and taking over cities built on the ocean and blockading their trade routes with his marine mechanoid fleet. His fleet was pretty dope. His fleet is basically everything we just fought. All the robot designs of everything we just fought in this stage are amazing, by the way. I didn't talk about it, but just think back about them. They're all cool. He can't shoot homing missiles if you snip him. I did not know this. So cool that they have that effect in this game. Anyway, he would later do so again on Laguz Island during an erasure incident, whatever. In battle, Launch Octopus would primarily attack with his shoulder-mounted homing torpedoes, as well as piranha-shaped drone missiles fired from his tentacles. In addition, those tentacles also allowed him to create a whirlpool-like marine tornado capable of pulling in foes. At which point, there's a typo in the book. He would then drain their energy to replenish his own. With Octopus defeated, X could use the homing torpedoes himself and charge them up to launch a barrage of piranha-like drone missiles. After defeating a revived Octopus during the erasure incident, X instead acquired the Marine Tornado, allowing him to create a funnel of water around himself which damaged all who touched it. Its effects resembled. I apparently have dyslexia. Its effects resembled a charged homing tornado minus the homing capabilities. Well, that's for the erasure incident for that second part. Alright, let's take this boy off the screen and off the scene. Now, he is weak to the rolling shield, which we do not have. But we do have the boomerang cutter to cut his tentacles off. We're not going to do that. We're going to give him a fair fight and fight him on his own terms. I'm going down. Me? I got shot in the face. That's what I get for talking crap. I'm already losing. He's already beaten the life out of me. Okay, let's take this boy a little more seriously. I am sorry for talking crap about an artist. Okay, bro. You are good at what you do, okay? How about that? Oh, I can't believe I missed. Gotcha. His A is also true random. That's wonderful. Oh, fuck. He's probably going to take me out. He's going to be the first Maverick that takes me out. And it's my fault because I was talking crap about him. I thought he was just full of himself. Nope. Nope. Woo. You are a jerk. He's going to take me down. I'm gonna give him a good fight, though. Oh. Got me. Imagine beating this dude with no upgrades and just Buster. I've done it as a young lad in the past. I can't believe I did that. I'm gonna take him more seriously and take him down. That was cringe. I know that was cringe. Don't worry about it. Elegance! Gotcha. Oh boy. Oh, he got me. Oh, he got me. Get out! You know what this was like without the boots? Because I got the boots last on one of my challenge runs. Alright, you need to stop being very good at this. Oh, who said that Boomer Kawanger was the hardest? This guy's the one. Alright, bro. I can't get a beat on him. He's got me. What a jerk. He's gonna take me down again. How many lives do we have? We have enough to play around with him a little bit. Ah! I didn't even realize I wall jumped. I meant to come back down. The claw hurts, bro. Alright. Launch Octopus! I'm gonna turn you into lunch! Yeah, you've been taking me down. I thought I was in the clear! What? Go, go, go! Ugh. I got you this time, buddy. Ugh. Jerk. Come on. Did everybody catch that dodge? That was pretty good, right? Yeah! You're still going down! Right in the mouth! Switch the buttons, don't suffer. No! The young me would be disappointed! I must suffer like I did as a child, once again. This guy, not a Jedi Sigmund, and not Boba Fett are the hardest, most unforgiving things in the game. Switch the buttons, don't suffer. Claw method is the best way to get arthritis ASAP. Ain't good for the joints. Bro! I think I'm immune to arthritis. Famous last words. I thought I was gonna get through this game in one episode, but I guess all the information kind of delayed things. So here we are, we're like 13 minutes away from the end of today's stream. So we'll see how this plays out. It will actually cause cramping and tendonitis. All right, Nurse Tempo. Viola's a pretty okay boss. Okay. So we just took out the water boss. Now we can go to Sting Chameleon, ladies and gentlemen. Is that where we want to go? Oh, by the way, I wanted to see the specs on this boy. He is 7.8 feet. That's a common height, it seems. And 348 pounds. Not bad. To the Chameleon. Chameleon. 5.8 feet, 169 pounds. The lightest so far, I think. Yeah, he was 208. Yeah, what the heck? That boy's heavy for a small one. He's short because he's slouched. Well, it's the height, his weight. He's like the lightest one. Or are we talking about Armadillo? I don't know what we're talking about anymore. The delay. Ow! I got hit by his face! I used to farm these things when I was a kid. Those little things down there, and then I learned of the better part farming spot in Armadillo stage. Yeah, I was talking about Chameleon too. Okay, good. All right. I felt so smart when I was a kid and I saw this and I figured this out. I thought I was the smartest person in the world. But I gotta say, this item escaped me for a long time. This one up here, I don't know why. And what I love is you see all this stuff. Look at this. That's not the stage. There's a Maverick causing that to happen. And we're gonna take him out. We're gonna take him out with the best weapon in the game. I tried to slide! If only I knew how to aim. Alright, you know what? No, please, I don't want to use that. Oh, that is true. If you are equipped with the helmet, these things don't do damage to you if they fall on your head. The blocks that he was knocking down there. I forgot that this is like the easy way to do it. You're a dum-dum. Try harder. Oh my god, you're so stuck on your loop. Do something different, or you're just gonna die like this. I love that he's smoking. You know what? Since he's stuck in a loop, might as well take advantage of this, right? It's kind of sad that you can only shoot that once. But also, it would be overkill if you could shoot it more than once. This is not doing as much damage as I think it's doing. What if I do this? That is the wrong button. This one. Let's see if this does more damage. That was the more effective way to handle that. I've never used that against him. I learned. I think he uses the same positional AI as Zero and X2. Now, for reasons unknown, this Maverick technically possesses no name. He does have a name. Tempo, you know it. I think it's an X-Dive. They call him something. The tornado is doing no damage since the weapon is doing hitting the body. It needs to hit the head only. Ah. This capsule contains a new type of body armor. If I had this body armor when I was fighting, Launch Octopus, he wouldn't have beat me down so bad. It will reduce damage to your systems by 50%. Nice. And now we have the full armor set. I love that. Okay, so after you got every capsule, the game does an automatic demonstration of what the capsule did for you. This one has no way of demonstrating that you just take less damage. That's all it is. His name is Boob Eyes. Stop it. Stop it, clams. So, we have the full armor. The first armor. Let's take a look at this. It has a small blurb in here. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff in here. Bam. So many pages for X. It's insane. Okay, the first armor. X's first armor, fittingly referred to as the first armor, was acquired during Sigma's first uprising. The first part he received was an upgrade for his feet and legs, which granted him sturdier leg armor on top of the activation of his emergency acceleration system, which allowed him to dash forward over a fixed distance at a moment's notice. The emergency acceleration system is one of the few upgrades he's maintained over the years. Other components include the body upgrade, which added a durable layer of armor to the torso, shoulders, and pelvis, capable of reducing damage inflicted to the systems by 50%. The head upgrade equipped X with a helmet that not only reduced damage to his head, but enabled him to headbutt through some surfaces as well. Finally, there's the arm/X-Buster parts, which not only granted him the ability to charge weapons he obtained from defeated Mavericks to varying effect, but allowed him to charge the X-Buster to a new, 4th level of power, unleashing the Spiral Crush Buster Blast, a double helix string of pink energy blasts accompanied by a brief shield of energy. That's the backlash thing. X was able to further enhance his arm parts with the ability to generate a devastating Hadouken. We'll get that soon. I'll show you guys about that. Capable of finishing virtually any opponent in a single shot, but only when it was at peak energy. An ancient Ansatsuken technique by this name generated a similar ball of chi energy, but was mastered by only a few through intense training. But since X is a machine, this energy must be channeled through some other means, right? X would assume this armor again during the hacker attack against Hunter Base's mother computer. RT55J, that was his name. Correct. There we go. Thank you, Tempo. There we go. Take X off the screen. Let's go. So we're getting really healthy. Whoa! So one of the things I meant to mention during the intro, but it's more fitting to mention now, is that when X was released, it was during a time where RPGs were becoming more popular. And that being said, that is why Infinite decided to push things like the heart containers and the armor upgrades, because it gave that RPG feel. And personally, I really thought it was a great idea. I like collectibles. I like having to explore and find these things, and I like being rewarded for it. And something as superficial as a 1-up is just not good enough. The E-tanks, they're alright, but the heart tanks and the armor, they just feel so much more permanent, and it really does feel like you are becoming stronger. Like X is finding his potential. I don't know why I thought I could shoot through that. Wasn't an African just an art consultant? No, he was more than an art consultant. That was his supposedly main gig, but he was also the lead designer for a lot of the things, and he was also one of the programmers in the game. I learned that today too. Ah, yes. The ride armor. Here we have the ride armor. You might have also noticed that Vile was wearing something like a ride armor as well. I call this the X-Doken. The Maverick Hunter Field Guide has entries on ride armors as well, because there are a variety of ride armors, and we should learn a little bit about them. But the only thing to note in this particular outing in the X series is I am running off of an early generation of ride armor. It's just a default standard edition. As you can see, there's nothing special about it. It's just a big bodysuit with big punchy arms. And Vile's using a custom version that apparently has a little bit more output on it. Sometimes referred to as the robot ride armor, these mechs can help bridge the size difference between larger and smaller Reploids. They were originally designed for civil engineering and transportation, but their formidable strength, endurance, and ability to protect their pilots from harm made them ideal for use in battle by Mavericks and Hunters alike. These earlier models to the right were, the ones I'm showing you, were capable of basic movements such as walking, jumping, and even dashing. The arms could grab, hold, and move things, but could also be used as fists for smashing other things. These were piloted by armor soldiers during Sigma's original uprising, though X was able to take control of a few and turn them against their former owners. That's true. If we go on forward, you're going to see some people wearing the ride armor. You could shoot, if you shoot the pilot and not the armor, you could steal the armor. It's pretty cool. During this time, Vile used modified versions of this style of armor with significantly higher endurance, which only Zero had any luck inflicting serious damage to, as we saw in the intro stage. Which, by the way, intro stage! We got intro stages again! X1, I think, was the first Mega Man game that introduced intro stages, and I feel like it is a huge miss when in any of the classic games when they don't do it. I think in every X game, there's always an intro stage, so I am grateful for that. And yeah, this can only punch and dash. There's no charging, so... And you do not lose health when you get hit, but if it becomes, like, critical... Ow. If it gets, like, into critical health, it will... what do you call it? Begin to blink faster and faster, signaling it's close to the end of life. But because I'm protected, I could just be reckless. You have a dash punch, there's that. I can't go in through here. I really wish I could. Vile, my son. Yeah, the main artist for Mega Man X was Kaji, his protege. All right, we're at the boss door. So, being at the boss door, we're gonna learn about the boss. It felt like it was a really short stage. Sting Chameleon. That's not the right S. H-I-J-K-L-N-O-P-Q-R-S-T. Sting Chameleon. Aliases Sting Chameleon. Yeah, that's how it was spelled. I don't know why. Spirit Sharpshooter of the Haunted Forest. That I've never heard that title before, and it is cool. It is very cool. Affiliation, Mavericks, Sigma. Formerly of the Maverick Hunters. Weapon, Chameleon Sting. Rabbit Armor in X2 has a charge. It's seriously nasty because the spinning spikes on the front to do contact damage during dash 6. Yo, it is really nasty. It's one of the best ride armors in my opinion. Known weaknesses, Boomerang Quanger. Boomerang Cutter. Where'd my mouth go with that one? Sting Chameleon was once a Maverick Hunter in the 9th Special Unit, also known as the Rangers. He was infamously sneaky and sly with a mantra of by any means necessary, all of which made him unpopular with his fellow hunters and his superiors, leading to him being passed over for promotions. Oh, that's mean. I feel like he's that way because of the unit he's in. He's taking advantage of his skill. That's mean. That's mean. No wonder he went Maverick. After being bested by Sigma. Oh, he was a good guy. Even being overlooked, he was still a good guy. He went to the Mavericks because Sigma slapped him. I'm sorry, Sting Chameleon. After being bested by Sigma and invited to join his rebellion, he signed up, eager for a chance to demonstrate his strength. Alright, now I've got mixed feelings about him. He was stationed in the recon base ruins, hidden in the depths of the region's biochemical forest. Unsurprisingly, Sting Chameleon thrived in his dense cradle of leaves and shadows. The overgrown flora let him make full use of his ability to blend into his surroundings and then leap on his prey in a surprise attack. When Mega Man X encountered Sting Chameleon, the crafty reptilian Reploid hid himself from sight often. He also clung to the leafy back wall of his chamber and attacked his enemies by firing his Chameleon Sting, a difficult-to-dodge attack that sent 3 projectiles flying from his tail. Chameleon's lethal tongue came into play as well, as he could use it to hang from the ceiling, swinging to shake a rain of spikes from this foliage. Even when Sting Chameleon had the courage to stand face-to-face with his opponent, he'd flick his tongue and force the hunter to keep his distance. It's a smart tactic considering his skill set. When X brought Sting Chameleon's games of hide-and-seek to a deadly end, he won the Chameleon Sting for his efforts, which shot a pod of green energy that immediately split into 3 separate projectiles. Charged, the Chameleon Sting, which is one of the best charge attacks in the world, wrapped X in a cloak of rapidly shifting colors that hid him from enemy sight for a short time. In this state, X was almost impervious to damage. Another tidbit about that, the Chameleon Sting, being charged up, will cloak him in whatever they said, but it also makes him undetectable by the lasers system from Boomerang Koranger stage. Sting is 6, off the screen, and out the scene. There goes our boy! Oof, okay, that's on me. I won't let him get another good shot like that. Wow, I took 1 point of damage. This armor worked. This armor worked good. You dodged it. He got me in the face, though. So, I gotta give Chameleon props. He doesn't get, like, he doesn't flinch when I shoot him, even with a full charge shot. I can't believe I missed. There's spikes on the ceiling, so you can't jump too high. And he makes them fall on your head, because he's a jerk. Ah. I hit him with... Okay, I know why this is taking long, because I'm hitting him with the yellow. The regular shot. I have a habit of immediately charging. What do you want? I missed. That's out of range. You're a jerk. Come down here and fight me like a man! Ow. He licked me. This dang chameleon. Get down here, you jerk! Got him. Ugh, he got me too. Ah. Ah. Why are you a jerk? Why is he a jerk? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Not fair! He cornered me! Alright, he's going down soon. He's taking a lot of health out of me, though. He's done more damage than I expected him to do. Shot him in the toe. The fact that I still stand by the fact that Grencye is missing out when he's not playing 8-bit deathmatch. Well, I mean, you're probably not wrong. I don't want to play fan-made games on the stream yet. Maybe later. But not right now. You get Chameleon Sting! You stubbed his toe, you bastard. Alright. So I very much expected to be through this game in one sitting, but I'm assuming I got slowed down by the Maverick Hunter Field Guide. But that's okay, because we're telling the story of Mega Man X, not just playing the games of Mega Man X. So, next time, when we revisit the Maverick War, we're going to take down Armored Armadillo. One day, Mega Man X Corruption will be released for real. That one I'll play on stream for real. Spark Mandrill, and we'll do the revisit of the stages as well, just so we can get a little taste of what that feels like with the new stuff. You should do the revisits. The revisits will be on the next stream, not right now. It's already closing time, sir. And then after we take out those Robot Masters, see, I'm so stuck. After we take out those Mavericks, we're going to take down the head honcho, Sigma himself. Takes a little time. It does take a little time, but I'm going to do them on stream, just to pad some things on. And yeah, I enjoy talking to you people. 8-Bit Deathmatch has the Black Blaster for you. Wow! Well, I do love bass. That being said, let us call it a night. And, there we go. That being said, let's call it a night. We took up a whole lot, plus you, Other Star. Yes, I am. Anyway, guys, we took on 6 Mavericks, did the intro stage, learned a lot about our new world because we're 100 years into the future. There's a lot going down. There's a whole lot to absorb, and I thank every single one of you for joining me on this adventure. We are starting on a new journey in the year 21XX, and we're going to try to make ourselves have a home here. I mean, in that game, but fair enough. I like Black Breaker personally. Either way, they both work. But I feel like Breaker is more of a Proto Man thing because of Breakman. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anyway, next time, Mega Man X, the end of the Sigma War. I guess it's the Sigma War. I don't really know what it's actually coined. But this little skirmish will be put to an end next time. And we might learn a little bit more about the world we're in. We already have the proto player for that. This is true. But, I mean, just saying, the word break feels like it goes to Proto Man because of Breakman. Anyway, I digress. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Old fans, new fans, friends, family, returning people, and you quiet lurkers in the background that love watching me play these dumb games. They're not dumb, they're really fun. If you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to follow me on Twitch. You'll get some free emotes for that. If you subscribe, you get a little bit more of those emotes. I'll try to think of some more rewards for the subscribers, but I mostly do this for fun. So any money that you guys will contribute through the heart tanks or subscriptions will go to the channel to try to improve the equipment I'm working with and stuff like that. And if you're watching this a week later on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to hit the dislike button, you are free to do so, but please tell me what it was that you disliked. I'll try to be better. Lurkers, if you get some courage, don't be shy, say hi. I love talking to everybody, and I will see you guys next week on Mega Mondays. Rock on.